家好，欢迎来到我的频道，我是查理。从今天开始呢，我将实践一个新的主题，就是用英文的方式来分享我的工作、学习、生活还有读书的经验，希望对你们能有所帮助。今天呢，我要讲的是一个关于读书的最好用的、最实用的方法，希望能够帮到你，让你有启发。准备好了吗？我们开始吧。
In my view, there are three key techniques for effective reading. 1. Combining learning and thinking. 2. In-depth reading and extensive reading. 3. Reading preferred and unpreferred material. 1. What does the combination of learning and thinking involve? It entails thinking while reading and then continuing to read with questions in mind. This iterative process is the essence of combining learning and thinking. How can this be achieved? When reading a book, we can prompt ourselves to think by considering the following questions. Initial thought: what is the central idea of this book? Whether it's a book or an article, there is a prevailing central idea. Grasping this idea is akin to grasping the book's foundation. By following this foundation, we can discern how the book's structure unfolds and how its details are embellished. Structure encompasses the book's framework and its sequential layout, including what is introduced first and what follows. Details include specific events, characters, metaphors, cases, etc. within the book. The author's entire content serves this foundation. For instance, do you know the central ideas of these books? The Analects of Confucius, Tao Te Ching, principles, striking at the essence. Sometimes, identifying a book's central idea is challenging. In such cases, we can start with chapters or even sections. When contemplating this issue, mind mapping proves a highly effective tool, harnessing its potential. The second thought: what are the intellectual boundaries of this book? Many individuals read books yet struggle to apply the knowledge gained. A major reason is their inability to select suitable theories based on timing, context, and audience. Most knowledge has limits. When surpassed, the knowledge becomes inaccurate and futile. This understanding is crucial to grasp where the intellectual boundaries of the books or articles you read lie. But how can you discern the intellectual boundaries of a book? Here, you must ponder a question: when does the opposing viewpoint hold ground? While reading, we should actively contemplate perspectives contrary to the author's and attempt to validate the opposing viewpoint. For example, consider the assertion: you'll never earn more money than your cognitive range allows. Now, think of its opposite. You might contemplate the concept of second-generation demolition. The funds for such demolition stem from urban development planning, not the individual's cognition. Thinking along these lines serves to clarify the applicability of the viewpoints you encounter in the books you read, as well as the circumstances under which they are invalid. The more you engage in such contemplation, the clearer the intellectual boundaries of the book become. Third thought: how can I employ analogies to elucidate the author's ideas? Understanding concepts while reading largely depends on our existing knowledge. Connecting the book's content with our existing knowledge enables effective absorption. Our knowledge reservoir comprises read books, received education, life experiences, and worldly observations. Using analogies provides an efficient way to link our knowledge reservoir to the content we read. Consider this question: if I were to introduce this book's content, or a specific concept, theory, or methodology, to my friends, what analogy could I employ to explain it? For instance, when delving into Einstein's theory of special relativity, I pondered what analogy best explains it, conveying the concept to those around me for easy comprehension. Fourth thought: how can theories and methods be unified? Certain books emphasize theory, while others focus on methodology. However, as readers, we must contemplate the integration of theory and methodology as we read. For books highlighting methodology, we must think about the principles behind these methods. For instance, coaching and psychological counseling books mention the method of asking questions. Yet, have you ever pondered this question: why pose questions? Why not directly convey insights to the client based on analysis and knowledge? What theoretical foundation underlies this? Regarding this, we can trace back to the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. So, why did Socrates use the question-asking approach, instead of directly imparting knowledge and advice? This hinges on the worldview theory of ancient Greeks. They believed that every individual possesses a soul. Originally residing in the heavens, the soul inadvertently descended to the mortal realm and merged with the human body. The soul held innate knowledge before this fall. Post-merge, it became tainted by the body, losing its once-held knowledge. Therefore, knowledge resides exclusively within the soul. Awakening this innate knowledge in the human soul and making it manifest to others is essential. Given that the soul inherently holds this knowledge, external sources are redundant in informing it. Hence, rather than resolving a client's confusion through education or advice, awakening the inherent knowledge in the client's soul through questioning is crucial. Similarly, for books that focus on theory, we must ponder the specific methodologies derivable from these theories. For instance, if you grasp the theory that greater interconnection of knowledge in our minds facilitates easier extraction of information, then extracting such knowledge from the brain is more manageable. The challenge isn't forgetting, but rather, the inability to retrieve. Hence, according to this theory, what methodology can be inferred? At this juncture, we can deduce a methodology. After reading a book, I must conceptualize an analogy to elucidate the author's ideas. This links new content with prior knowledge, thereby facilitating extraction from the brain. This methodology stems from the aforementioned theory. The second technique, intensive reading plus extensive reading. Reading numerous books isn't as advantageous as reading meticulously. Choose a book and engage in intensive reading. This statement should be familiar.